the biggest thing is they put all the books on and stuff like that. She ended up yesterday in that 7-mile delay thing. There was traffic stopped.
I don't know, do you have the ability to sort that kind of thing out?
If nothing else, they can do that by hand.
Is that right? Just that part of it? Okay.
You know, they can print the envelopes on the computer, and print the letters. Then they probably end up having to do that by hand, unless you have two different, like yeah.
One for the couple and one for the single. Which might be possible, I don't know.
Yeah. And if you don't have that, they might.
Some research that I did, it was actually 2 winters ago, so I had to kind of refresh my memory and hopefully I can remember, but we shared this with the family last summer, and it was really interesting. Found out some things that I was always curious about as far as when our dad told us about our grandpa and how he had a different, a different father, that he was a stepson. And I was real curious to find out who his real father, what his name was. And I went on the internet and I did find, not by my own look, but I met a lady that did a bunch of research. And she is a distant relation to the Stock family from Holland. And anyway, it was real interesting. And if you guys didn't have any questions, but I'm just going to briefly tell you a little bit about what I have learned
Feeding on these speakers.
What's she gonna do, move her mic or
The mic has to go around.
Okay.
Harold Dexter was
And another thing I wanted to tell you, if anyone's interested in the ship, I started out finding the ship register that Grandpa came with his family, and that's on the internet, very easy to find. And if anyone wants to look at that, I have that available, and it has their names, what they took for luggage. It's really interesting. So I started there, and then went to find out a little bit more. Anyway,
They're trying to turn it off, but it comes off the side speakers.
Our grandpa's real name would have been Baker, and maybe they would have pronounced it Baker. And I didn't send for the original birth certificate. It could be gotten, but it takes a little time and it's quite expensive and stuff. But I thought that was quite interesting that he was never really legally adopted, so he just started going by the name of Wolbrink, and but that was on his birth certificate, B-A-K-K-E-R, and it was Louis Peters Baker, or Baker. So I thought that was real interesting. Anyway, and I do have the names of Tringy Stops, all her siblings, and it was very interesting. So, any questions?
And Don could not be here, or chose not to make the trip, I guess, this time. We've moved a long ways away from state compared to Wisconsin. And I got Lynn along, Lynn drove with Lynn and Mark and the family. And they're ready to work.
I made it into my wife Fran is here with me. We're still in Mason City, Iowa. And our three boys are one in Minneapolis, one in Oklahoma City, and one in Milwaukee. So one of these times we'll have to get all three of them out.
Well, I'm Dean. I preach and say prayers in Somerville, New Jersey. And I brought my son and daughter along. We wish our son-in-law could be here, but he had to work. Rhonda and Jeff, our son, and then our grandson, Scott. And my wife, Candy.
I'm right on that. Next would be Uncle Garrett's family. So,
You guys have the oldest?
yeah.
I'm Gary, my wife Donna's here. Three sons, mine still in Colorado Springs, and Greg and Karen. And Dan was going to second son. He's going to Minneapolis. The only way we could get him here is go to get him early if he wanted to.
I guess I have to follow that. I'm Steve, my wife Diana. We have two sons and we both went to picnic today. Chris, who is 14, going on 21 even. Just started senior high. And Jeff, 13.
Should I have them jump in? I'm Deb. I'm the youngest of the family, and this is my husband, John. We live on a farm by Mount Vernon, and have the three children who were at the picnic. Adam, who's 15, Layton, almost 14, and Courtney, 7. And we have my sister Arlene's family. We've got some of her family here, so would one of you guys like to represent the family?
I'm Cindy. I'm Arlene's daughter, the oldest of the family, and I'm here with my husband Brian. We're from Mitchell. We have 4 children, and they're like 26, 22, 19, and 9. So we have one left at home. That's about it. Gary?
I'm Carrie. This is my wife Lisa. I got 3 daughters and another one on the way. And we live in Mitchell. Daughters are 12, 5, and 2.
Okay, Uncle John's family.
children. We have a daughter that lives in Rock Valley, Iowa. We have a daughter that lives in Champaign, Illinois. Those two are both married. We have a son that lives in Chicago. And we have a son living in Sioux Falls, so we get married in 3 weeks. And one grandchild, one granddaughter. And one on the way. Anything else you guys say? Oh yeah, Mom's here too.
Okay, we'll have one Ellie's
Carol, my wife Carol, we have 2 children. We live with Megan, the oldest daughter. Paul and Paula live in a suburb of Omaha, close to us. We have 4 grandchildren, and if you want to see their pictures and find out their ages, you got to talk to Carol. I can't keep track of that. And then our younger daughter, Crystal, is back in California again. Same college, she's been in Japan, in Seattle, where she started out in California, then Seattle, now she's back in Dublin, California. So
Every 4 years.
every 3 to 4 years, she moves. So I hope she stays there for a time now.
I'm Sarah Beanstrom. This is my husband Sam. Our oldest daughter Sherilyn and Martin and their 2 children live in Princeton, New Jersey. Our youngest daughter Sheila and Keith Johnston live in Zeta, Michigan, and then Stephen and Delaware. And their 2 children.
I'm Mary Ann Dormizel. I live in Auburn, Alabama. My husband Paul was unable to come, but he said, please give that group my greetings. He said, I love the Wolbrink, so I was being at the reunion. That's really true. When we were in Omaha, it was pretty regular, so here we were at the case. I'm glad.
I'm Dorothy Lund, and I live outside of Rush Prairie, Washington, but, you folks are probably more acquainted with Portland, Oregon. We cross the bridge every day. We go to work in Portland, we go to church in Portland, Wayne's business is in Portland, and so that's where my husband, Wayne, spends a lot of time. Summertime is his busy time, and we have 2 boys, the oldest Sterling and Nancy, and they have 5 kids, live in Laguna Hills, California, and then the youngest Chad works with Wayne in the communications business, and they just had their first grandson just before Christmas, their first son. Their first son, but now have a grandson in Portland.
Okay, Uncle Gideon's family.
I'm Paul Wolbrink, and Gideon sent her, she's known to a few of you, but not too many of you. We live in Spring Lake, Michigan during the school year, and in northern Michigan, we're Traverse City during the rest of the year during the summer. We have 1 daughter, Shelley, married to Jeff, and 2 grandchildren. They live in Springfield, Missouri, so if you're ever down Branson Way, we're nearby. And by the way, I'll just do this at the beginning, Harlan. My mother is here.
And now we have seen each other twice a year.
Okay, I'm Daryl, my wife Jean, and we have 3 children. They're all married. The oldest one, Roxy, and her husband live north of Del Rapids, and they have 4 grandchildren. And Mom tells me she thinks they are the second set of twins in this family. So they're the youngest are twins now, and she thinks they'll be the second set. Jim and Twyla have a set of twins too, so I think that was first and second and the second. Then I have a son, Ken, and he's married, and they live by Marshall, and they have a granddaughter. So I have 5 grandchildren. Then our youngest daughter, Cindy, and she made her round through the, I think before dinner over there at the park today, they had a wedding this afternoon. She was the one that had the dog there. So and they most of them parked in her front yard. They live right across from the park over there. And, Mom and I are alone at home, you know, and that's all right with us.
And behind the camera back here is Merlin DeVore, and my wife Lorraine is seated next to my mom there, and we still live in Sioux Falls. And it's just the 2 of us.
I'm Angela, and this is my husband Larry, and we have 6 children, and they range from age 1 to 7 and 12.
Now we got a caboose.
Yeah. Ik ben Jacob.
Can you translate that?
Raise your hand if you can understand. We aren't losing it yet. We aren't losing it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've got a wife. 5 years to get her. And then my kids can introduce themselves. But I will say, they didn't get far. Rain is still in our yard. Travis is 3/4 of a mile north. Karen is about 4 miles east. I think they can introduce themselves.
I'm Dwayne, the oldest there. My wife Ruth, have 3 kids. Daughter I just married last September, so now we got 4. And Jason is 15, and Jeremy is 12. They're old.
I'm Phyllis, this is my husband Steve. We live on Nellie and Richard's place. We're on the next piece. And I have a daughter, a son Connor, he is 6, and a daughter Apple, and she is 4. I'm Karen, I'm the youngest of juniors. I'm the youngest of that generation.
what they want, but if they want to leave a tip, that would be okay. And the meals are 3 and under are free, and 4 to 10 age is $3. Over 10 is the $7.30 full price. So does everybody understand that? And another thing, they talk about everyone paying us. That sounded kind of complicated. So when you leave, you just pay at the register. And everyone just pay the and that I think would be similar. She said she's got an account and everything. So
Debbie said the family was pretty honest.
yeah, it's a pretty honest. Without paying.
They're all cats.
Can your dog use that phone?
Can your dog like this? All right. Let's hear it for Gabriel.
The man with the most whiskers.
Does that mean like a beard? We have a new granddaughter. We haven't seen her yet. She's in Korea. But this been 2 months old, and her name is Stacy Jean. So hopefully she'll make the trip before her leaves.
Who's her mom and dad?
Joel and Carol, her parents.
My kids helped me make up this, so some of these are kind of, okay, the family with the most children. Like, we say, who has 4? I'm thinking it might be 9. Okay, anybody have more than 6 children? I think it's gonna be Bonnie.
She probably could use it.
My son picked this out, he just thought that was real fun.
It's a headache for a baby.
That gets the truth out of it.
I want everybody to know that this is my uncle, this is my brother, this is my nephew, and the rest of them are my cousins. But I haven't caught it yet.
Should we do it by applause?
How should we vote for this?
Like I said, you can either raise your hair, you can't have both.
Okay, we'll do it by applause. And the most applause will be the winner. We'll start with my brother Gary. Any applause?
I'll pay off.
Okay.
Maybe do this too again.
Should we try it again? Okay, we'll do it one more time. Okay, well, gonna fight over it. I wish I had two
The question is, what do you do with that? the grandmother and father with the most grandchildren. Let's see.
Katie, how many do you have, Katie? Grandkids? How many grandkids does Katie have?
Grandchildren.
9? Does anybody have more than 9 grandkids? Nobody?
You have 9 too.
Great grandkids.
Well, if I count my great-grandchildren and my grandchildren and my wife's grandchildren, I think it's 17, but I'm not sure.
Well, that's pretty good. Okay, we'll just add it all. There you go. Okay, anyone Tom, adding, we're adding great-grandchildren and grandchildren. Anyone Tom? That was 19, right? 17. Okay. Anybody Tom, 17? Grandchildren and great-grandchildren?
Katie has 20.
20. For grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Okay, anybody top 20? Katie, and Katie has 20. I think One of them is of Grandpa and Grandma's wedding picture. And then the other one is of all the children. It was probably taken in the 70s. And we put numbers on the back of the chairs. And whoever has a number on the back of their chair, a sticker, can take one of the pictures home with them.
Everybody see okay? Okay, I'd like to, on behalf of the Dysart family and here at Wolbrink family, welcome everybody here tonight. It's a great turnout, both for the picnic and for this evening's festivities. And I was reminded that every uncle and aunt is here, and also almost every first cousin. I think the ones that aren't here, if my count, our count is right, is well, Jim Dysart, and Jamie, Harriet, and Darlene. Is any more that anybody can think of? I mean, that's just a fantastic turnout. It's impressive that. We're trying to figure out really what to do tonight, and in our family's tradition, in Garrett Wolbrink's family tradition, we oftentimes showed slides. Dad was an avid, I wouldn't say an avid novice. He certainly had a lot of white slides and black slides when they came back. But he never took them out. He always went through with the white ones and the black ones. An anti projector. But anyway, we thought we'd do something along those lines, so we asked for anybody that was interested in sending photos, digitizing them, and sending them. I would go ahead and put them on the computer and project them on the wall. So that's what we're going to try to do. Have some patience. I put several of them in a PowerPoint slide presentation. That'll go very quickly, but there's other ones that are on a different type of format. It's going to take a little while to boot each one of them up and adjust them. So I guess I broke the cardinal rule of presenting. I wasn't prepared, but anyway, we'll get to it. And what we'd really love to have is anybody that has any memories, any recognitions of who it is, and we'd like to have you feel free to bring that out. Some of these are Merlin DeBoer's. Debbie digitized a lot of them. Some of them are photos of photos. So we're just going to go ahead and go through it, and we just love to have this informal and just have anybody's thoughts and ideas. This is one of them, I think, Merlin sat. You know, one advantage to putting this together, I got to pick the theme. You know the theme that I picked. You know, time really does fly. It's amazing, you know, I look at my own kids, it's amazing how fast they just sprout up and, you know, soon we'll be talking about empty nests. It's pretty amazing. And then you look back at these old photos. Yeah, would somebody like to grab them off and say the names of who they are? Here, I got something better. Yeah. Anybody recognize? I think the expert's coming. Uncle Junior, here.
Story to the other end, that is Richard.
Here? Here. Okay.
That would be Richard. And
Charles.
Charles. And Nellie. And William, I think, yeah. And Eric. And John.
Okay.
And Katie. Boss. And, yeah, we can figure that one
And then do you have any idea about when that would have been taken?
What do you say, Katie? When was that taken? I 5 years, was I 5 years old?
I'd say maybe 3. You had a lot more hair there. How old was he?
You needed hair like that. But it was one of those things. It didn't go very smooth that day, did it, Katie? Because they were going to have a family picture taken, and Richard was working in the garage at Harrison, and he must have had something that he couldn't leave, and he came too late. And I guess Pa was on the warpath.
Oh boy.
I don't know. Nobody looked so very happy. That's about all I can say about it.
And your father looks like your father got happy.
Do you have any idea how old Grandma and Grandma were on there?
Do you have any idea how old Grandpa and Grandma were on that photo?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I was.
What year?
Well, Grandma was about 40 years old. Then I guess. About 43, I guess. When I was born, and if I was whatever age.
Probably about 47 or so.
Something like that. And yeah, Ma was, he was 50 years old. That is, I was born in January, and then his birthday was in May, and then he was 50.
But yeah,
We had that family.
it's a nice photo.
So what year was that? We were, I know Mom did that dress for Harriet's wedding in 78. What did they
25 years?
Did they take that in?
1981? You folks remember where it was taken? You know where it was taken? Remember where it was taken?
Okay, that's.
Taken in flat, the night before the reunion?
81.
1981. Most of them are a lot happier on this one. Another one, that girl in the sand. Anybody know about when that would have been taken?
She was 18 years old. It says on the back of the photo.
She was 18 years old at the time? Was it customary to sign photos then, or did somebody just write in front of it who it was?
I think somebody must have added that later because she was an academy growler at that time. So.
Well, that's true. That's true. Good point.
Did she go to high school or did she just go to work at her?
Did mom go to high school? Did she go to work? Yes. Mother went to high school? No. How did she taught school? I bet we don't know that. They're saying.
Okay. Anybody want to expand on this one? Very astute. Merlin, do you know who this is?
Cato.
Uncle Benny Cable's house.
Yeah.
Uncle Ben Cable's house.
Uncle Ben Cato?
I think so.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Where?
But you lived in that, didn't you, Fran?
Okay, so explain what that is. How many miles from St.
2 miles east of Arlington.
All right, I've never seen it before. That's quite interesting. Anybody see what it says up in front? I'm assuming this is grandma and grandma. Anybody know what kind of car that was?
It's like a Studebaker.
What kind of car?
Studebaker, isn't it? Fenders look like a Studebaker.
You know, the background almost looks like a painted scene, doesn't it?
You don't take out the paper, but I can give you history about the paper.
You should just get him a wireless microphone so he can talk.
There you go.
It was taken to the courthouse, the way I understood, and it was a car that they could just have a picture taken in. It was not their car.
On the Midway, yes, there's someone on the Midway that was taking pictures, and
That's why it was.
the family went in there and had her picture taken. But to identify people, boy, that's the way I got it.
Charles is the one there in the back seat. Charles.
The middle one?
Don't you think?
This one here?
The next one, at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always figure.
Yeah,
John must have been the baby.
Was Charles here in that garden?
Don't you think?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. And I don't know if Richard was standing up. Does he look like Billy Morris?
Right here?
Yeah.
You know, I think that's Charles, and Richard is the dark
here.
There's only 5 kids, so it's the first 5 boys.
And Sarah, was that Grandma's real hat, or did that hat come with the car, just for the picture?
I think it was Mama's best hat, I think. She has a special hat for going to the corn bells.
Oh, boy.
Looks like the design came off of one of the domes. Looks like the design came off of one of the corn bells domes. Anybody recognize these folks? I know on that photo, I think he could have won the balding contest. This is a photo of a photo. Some time ago, when was it, Deb? Last fall? My sister Pat, Debbie, and I took an afternoon and drove over to Junior and Alpha's house, and Orville and Sarah and Katie all met over there. We had a real nice time reminiscing and talking about old times, talking about our father. And before we left, Uncle Junior brought out some old portraits, and I took a photo of some of them, and that's what you're going to see in the next several slides. So this would have been your father, grandfather, your grandfather, yeah, your grandfather. Yep. Okay. Ritska? Ritska? I'm working on it.
See where the hairdo comes from?
Obviously genetic, isn't it?
Get a little closer for sound.
Okay.
You want a chair, Merlin?
No,
The growlers. Is that a beard? Or is that just a shirt?
This is Grandpa and Grandma Brower.
This was taken a bit later, I think, from what I remember of our conversation. A bit later on than the other one. Same as the one before that, right?
No, that was the Browers. This is the one before that was Grandma Brower and Grandma's son. This is Tringy, who is Grandpa's mother, Grandpa Jacob's mother. The picture before was Grandma Patty's parents, right?
Who would that be?
This is Ritzy.
Oh, that's Steve say it.
I can always count on you for support. These are some of the pictures I think that Debbie had scanned. For those of you that may not know, that is my sister Pat, or was my sister Pat, who passed away a few months ago. And those of you that don't know, my brother-in-law Jim just had surgery for cancer, and came through it real well. He's up and about already, and he had prostate cancer. Doing well.
Okay. This is our sister Pat, and she was went to Methodist School of Nursing. This is her nursing photo. And
This is Aunt Katie, isn't it?
I think this is Aunt Katie. I don't know. I found this among some of my pictures, and I guess that this is what it was on your wedding day, right?
This is with our parents' 50th anniversary. I wore my last picture.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Did everyone hear that? Aunt Katie just said this was on Grandpa and Grandma's 50th wedding anniversary, and she was modeling Grandma's wedding dress.
Of course, that's my family. Not sure when it was taken, but I'd say it's probably in the 70s somewhere, judging by the leisure suits and the flats. I think I still have that leisure suit.
We took this one in Stickney from Mrs. Howard. And it was something we really wanted to do, but it was kind of a hassle getting everyone together to get this picture taken. But it's really nice to have it now.
We want to read the poem? No? We had a poem that I think probably everybody's heard the way it sounds. We were going to read it, but I think we're going to dispense with that and show some more slides of everybody's game. Show some more, okay. Now it takes a little more time to play each one of them up. Bear with me just a minute.
Computer class, right?
Yeah. This is how not to do a presentation. Yeah, we were talking about this one earlier. Our thoughts are that it's probably an Al's Oasis. I know if my memory serves, the brothers and sisters got together, once or twice a year, and went on a road trip, outing, went on an outing, and I guess just the brothers went. Is that right? Just the brothers. This is a stag day. A fishing trip. It's a fishing trip. Yeah. And you know what? They probably never took a rod and reel along, and I don't think they brought that dessert along either.
Don't see any birds on their hats or
Maybe I think this is one of yours too, is it not?
This is one of my dad's pictures that I was going through. I'm not, and it's in our house, in Dad's house. I recognize that funny lamp. And I inherited with the auction, so I'm not sure what the occasion was, if it was his birthday or, yeah, I know, yeah. Junior on top, right, with the red and white cap, and Little John on the right, Uncle Richard on the left. Looks like they're at a ball game, but I'm seeing with one of my dad's pictures, so I'm not sure what they were up to. Was probably along with the other picture from before at our dad's house. And we can probably figure out who everyone is, but going from left to right is like Aunt Sarah and Aunt Helen and Aunt Katie and Aunt Marie. right after this, after Easter, right after on that Sunday, they headed for out east. So this was really the last time that we saw Pat. We talked on the phone after that, but this was about 2 months before she passed away. And she was feeling really good that day. This picture was taken last October, and I flew out, and this is taken at my niece Missy's, Pat's daughter, who's there on the picture, taken at her home in Frederick, Maryland. And that was really a fun trip. I flew out there, we spent about a week together and had a really good time. So this was before, it was in October, and Pat, when she got home was when she was diagnosed with the liver cancer and liver cirrhosis.
This one you got lost on that bus trip?
Yeah, right. This was taken, oh God, I don't know what year it was, but 3 of us took a trip to Las Vegas, and it was definitely the blind leading the blind. We were lost all the time, and but we had a really good time. And we got left at Hoover Dam, and we got taken, but we really had fun. So my sister Arlene, those of you that, I'm sure remember her, but she passed away about 8 years ago, in 93, and anyway, she was the oldest in our family. I put this one in, I thought it was, if you guys remember the last reunion, we had such a good time when we toured, I think it was the house that Grandma Brower lived in. I don't know if she was raised there, and they were going to tear it down soon, so they let us come in and look at it. You guys remember that? And it was a fun afternoon, and that's my sister Pat with my daughter Courtney. And that's upstairs where Grandma, I think, would have been probably Grandma's bedroom, we figured. This is my sister Pat and I, and can any of you guess whose bedroom that is?
That's where all 10 of the children were born in at our place.
Yeah. And Elvis told us that story. We had to have a picture that, where all the kids were born, and it's got Junior and Elvis' house. I won't repeat the comment, Gary.
Moving right along. I never even heard the comment. I think it's very good.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, Marty and Mary Ann in their backyard. And then they're also their daughter, Missy, and a little girl. And they've since had another little girl. And they've got Isabel and Lucy. And then her husband, Brian. Yeah, pretty nice. Roger. This is a picture that Merlin sent me. I don't know, maybe you'd like to explain what it is?
Yeah, we had no idea what we were supposed to send, so we just sent lots of photos. But this is our daughter Shelley, son-in-law Jeff, little Avery Grace, 2 3/4, and then there's the 9-month-old new granddaughter who's down on the end, Evelyn, and she would be in this photo, and then just the people who live in the distance of her.
She's in the photo?
Oh, she's in the photo. She's over there. And that's little Evelyn Rose.
Are those things yours?
Yes, they probably are.
But you might want to stay there.
This is Blood Lake, where we spend our summers. And in the photograph, you can see the opposite shore of the lake. There's a across here. This is a mistake. This is a third grader that wanted to have class last year. Very interesting child, but not related in any way to the Wolbrinks. Martha's husband, Michael, and Michael has a 1960 Jaguar F-150 convertible, which is one of those cars, when people see it for the first time, they utter instantly, that's the most beautiful car I've ever seen. It is a very cool car. Michael sports about in that. He thinks he's about 22 years old when he's in it. great-grandma Lorraine on the lawn, enjoying a multi-generational moment. Other child. Yeah. Grandfather Paul aiming the wheelbarrow with a very precious load. It could have turned into one, but unfortunately our way was blocked by an animal. This is on top of the sleeping bear. In the sleeping bear dune, which is the National Lakeshore, there's a mound of sand. It's a bear dune that is known as the dune line, and it's one of the most popular places. I'm barefoot to the top of this dune, and then you look back at Glen Lake in the background, over your other shoulder, it's like Michigan. It's Vivian. For those of you who have never met her, she's holding a birthday cake for a niece on the other side who had her birthday in late July. There just happened to be a photo I had of Vivian, and I hauled it down here. We sent it down here.
There's a full album that some of us or some of you were interested in. And they were wondering who it was so they could get some copies. I haven't been over to look at it, but there's a some old pictures of the 10 brothers and sisters. You know anyone that brought that? You know who brought that? Well, looking asking around, Berlin was interested in getting some copies of that. There's a few items that were left from the picnic, some bowls and silverware and a few out of the end, but if everybody wants to, take a look and see if they have money to get the picnic.
That's pretty much it for the formal, unorganized part of the program. I see a hand up there, I'll get to it in just a second. What we thought you would do, if you were interested, it's not getting too late, if we could do a little bit of reminiscing, a little bit of picking the brains of the uncles and the aunts that are here. Or we can, we're flexible. We can, we're certainly call the formal part of it an evening and just mingle through. I guess go for suggestion.
We have one item for business. As the successors to this very successful reunion, which Deb contributed immensely to, and Steve and Gary and It's a cliche, but I think it's fair to say a good time was had by all, and we hope to do it again sometime soon. Which brings us to 2005, and the next Cousins reunion, and we'd like to set a date tonight for that reunion so that you can get it on your calendar. We think 2 years' notice probably isn't enough. You should have the full 3. And there's some controversy as to whether it should be the first Saturday in August or the second Saturday in August. So in 2005, after the leap year in 2004, we will have August 6th as the first Saturday. Is that correct? I'm sorry? Correction by Harriet. We have a discrepancy.
Saturday is the 6th. Yes, it's either the 6th or the 13th.
So it will be the 6th or the 13th. Does anyone have any preference? Is there any strong feeling about which Saturday it should be in 2005?
The first Saturday.
The first Saturday? Because if we agree to the first Saturday tonight, that is when it will be. And if there's no objection to that, then let's have it on the first Saturday, unless someone can anticipate conflicts that might occur because of that. Like a comet passing close to the Earth.
You gotta remember this, Paul.
Yes, August 6th. Okay, then there is no further discussion. The date shall be August 6th, 2005, or as they say in Europe, 6th August 2005. So we'll assume that's in place and everyone can purchase their plane tickets and it will happen. Beyond that, we don't know. We hope to do something very similar to this year. And Dennis and Mary, is there anything else that we need to discuss tonight other than the date? Okay. Well, then let's move to, whatever else the evening might hold, which might be reminiscing, or just publicly, or just private conversations. I see a hand raised by Harlan.
Yeah, Paul, we mentioned something about Friday night get together with cousins.
Thanks, I knew there was another issue, yeah. The possibility of having a Friday night get together in Harlan rather than the Saturday night, so that the cousins and everybody would gather on Friday night, and then we would have lunch the next day on Saturday. And Harlan, what's the rationale for that?
Well, the reason was some people got to hurry home, do chores, from the picnic gets cut a little short. I don't know, that's just kind of the reasoning. Would you rather get together Friday night and have our cousins get together, or?
Could we even start the reunion a little earlier on Saturday? Say do picture taking even late morning and...
We're Wolbrinks. I didn't know, yeah, it's a possibility.
I'm aware of that, Harlan. I didn't know if there was such a thing as change or not. You are second generation, or first, first generation.
I don't know, it was just something we talked about, rather than making this a really big day, but I know for some people coming from out, Friday maybe doesn't work out for them.
I think the question that might be in some minds might be whether those who come farther would have any difficulty getting here on time Friday night.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking for myself, the way it always works out, it takes all day Friday to get here anyway, so Friday evening is okay. If there's anybody who has an inconvenience from a distance, we should bring that up, I suppose. I think the idea of Friday night is a good one.
How about being in Sturgis?
Only if I can take my Honda.
We'd just like to know if there's any feelings, one way or another, you know, if you're really strongly opposed, or you're really strongly in favor, or is something worth trying a year once, or we don't want to try it. You know, have a get-together Friday night, the so-called cousins get together Friday night and have a regular picnic Saturday.
All in favor, raise your right hand.
All right, all in favor, raise your right hand. Danny, that's your left. Are there opposition? Not too much, so maybe we'll try to get something together for Friday night then.
Okay, nothing firm, but we'll at least consider that very strongly as there being interest in it. And if it doesn't work, 2008, we could go back to
That's
Saturday.
right.
That's right.
We'll let the next group worry about that then.
We'll stay tuned through 2003 and 2004 for forthcoming details. And now let's sort of turn it back to what Steve had suggested, that we might have a period of reminiscing. I thought, yeah, Harlan?
I got one other thing. Dwayne mentioned it, 218's going to be leading a worship service at the Harrison First Reformed Church tomorrow, the home church. So put in a little plug for Dean. Say a prayer.
Dean Wolbrink.
So our general fund can use money. We need a little help that way. Be sure to come up. And we're having, I believe we're having lunch afterwards, pizza, and I believe Aunt Katie said pizza and
Ice cream?
ice cream, I believe. So everybody's welcome for that too.
So let me get this straight. There will be a special collection held during the service officiated by the Reverend Dean Wolbrink of Somerville, New Jersey. Okay, and Alphaville Jr., you have some comments that you'd like to make? Okay, well, I'll just place the microphone back down. If anybody wants to grab it and take the floor, do so.
No, you didn't.
We want to take a picture of the uncles and aunts who are here. So, Uncle Junior and Aunt Sarah and Aunt Marie, we need to go up here. And Mother, we need to go up here for a photo. And Aunt Katie.
Okay, one last thing, I understand the church service in Harrison is at 10 a.m. Right. And there's no Sunday school. So lunch will follow the service. Okay, with that, we're just going to call the, one last thing.
I think that Uncle Garrett's family and Aunt Katie's family deserve a round of applause for all the work that they put into this. I want to personally thank them for the plane ride that I got today. Not very many family reunions you can go to or you can go out and take a picture of your farm, and that's really neat. Thank you.